Hello, everybody. It's me, George, and today I'm back with a belter of a book review to do because I would be a criminal if I didn't review this book. Actually, recently I've been like pure inhaling books. Like I've literally been going through them like they're school dinners. I've been inhaling them. I've been getting through books like they're a fresh pair of knickers. To be honest with you, I don't know I think actually I do know what's wrong with me. It's round about this time of year that I kind of just start delving into books and just read quite a lot. Autumn time, snuggling up when it's like raining outside and kind of weather's crap and I'm kind of indoors reading a nice book on traditional witchcraft normally. Candles going. Oh, yes, love it. Love autumn. But without further ado, I have to actually give a review to this book because I would be a criminal if I didn't review this body of work. And the book I'm reviewing today is The Witch Compass: Working with the Winds in Traditional Witchcraft by Ian Chambers. And let me just start off by saying something, right? I have been practicing witchcraft for over 20 years, okay? And I've read a lot of books. And this book is unlike any book I have ever read before in my entire existence. I have never read a book like this. Actually, guys, I'm going to just throw it out there. This book has blown my mind. Um, I'm being 120% serious here as well. This book is a fantastic body of work for anybody wanting to delve more into the practice concerning the witch's compass and the cardinal directions, also known as the Aerts or winds. Um, Nigel Pearson hits the nail on the head when he calls it a sorely needed book that gets to the heart of the inner workings of the compass and provides a wealth of most valuable information. And it does that. It does exactly that to a T. This book is completely valuable, and I think that this book will become a valuable part of my practice. Actually, it's completely changed the way in which I myself as a practitioner work within the witch's compass. And let me start by saying that admittedly, I don't work with the Erts as much as I normally should, or not necessarily should, but I, as a practitioner, don't really work with them in the kind of sense of the directional sort of facing and things like that. I do work with the Erts, but not in the kind of traditional way in which many would think. Um, However, this what has made me think in terms of how I practice, in terms of the way in which I lay a compass. Because normally and admittedly, when I do a working, I'm like, right, lay your compass and then do the spell, blah, blah, blah. But this book has made me think in regards to the compass round. This book has given me tips that will severely add to my personal practice. And I've done the traditional kind of working with the winds in traditional witchcraft before, and admittedly it's not really been something that I've necessarily gelled with or has worked for me personally. However, the exercises within this book, I know that they're going to have a profound impact upon my personal practice, and I cannot wait to utilize the exercises within this book. And one of the things I love is that I love when books give you kind of, this is this direction is this, and this is what it means, and this is how this is how it's called, blah, blah, blah. And there is nothing wrong with that. Actually, that's something that I quite enjoy looking. And in particular, as I mentioned before, I love the fact when an author includes a piece of their personal work into a publication that they themselves have written. Because for me, again, it's like I was saying in the last book review, you sit there and you think, okay, what do you do? What is it that you do? And the author kind of opens up a bit about his own personal practice within this book. And he gives an example of that, but then also gives tools and exercises and ways in which you yourself as a practitioner can form your own deep and personal relationship with the cardinal directions. Um, this book is amazing. I cannot rate this book enough, actually, guys. Um, I'm gonna read this book again I've read this book in days, but I am going to read this book again. That's how much I enjoyed this book. And I've never wanted to read a book. I have wanted to read a book twice, but, you know, given it some time after. But no, the moment I'm finished, I'm going to read it again. So I have read books after again, but not like this. You know, normally there's a break, but this, I want to read it again from the beginning, starting again. This book, I think, is going to become a value. If you are an experienced practitioner that works with the compass round, this book is going to be a valuable arsenal for the witch and for the practitioner of old craft. Because this book is I know I keep saying it, but I've never read a book like this before in my life. I really haven't. And you know, there's another aspect of it, and this is without kind of, you know, saying, oh, this is basically all what the book holds. As I hate, you know, I don't want to do a review that kind of basically tells you everything inside the book. I don't want to do that. I would hate to kind of do that, to be fair, especially as an author as well. I understand the kind of amount of input and energy that goes into the body of work. So without disclosing too much about the book, what I'm going to say is, I've also been, you know, having been in practice for 20 years, and this is something actually I'm going to open up about, really. But as mentioned, I do work with the cardinal directions, the earths, but not in the traditional way that many would think. But when there have been previous publications and bodies of work that talk about the other cross cardinal directions, so we're talking northeast, we're talking southeast, we're talking, you know, northwest, those kind of cross quarter directions, admittedly, that is something that I really have struggled with, actually, guys. It's something that, for me as a practitioner, even with over 20 years experience behind me, it's something that I've really struggled with, to the point where I've been like, what? Like, it doesn't really make sense to me, you know. But reading this book has made sense. This book, if we're talking about the origins of things as well, I love a book that references, that goes into the origins of things. And I think that hopefully you guys would pick that up through watching my videos as well, and hopefully through my book that I've actually wrote myself. I really like to give references to things, and I really like to go deeper into the origins of things. And this author, Ian Chambers, goes over and above when it comes to the origins of things. He really does. He goes so much into the origins of things in a fantastic way that is so, like, no stone is left unturned when it comes to the origins in this book. It's a fantastic body of work that genuinely is going to influence my practice for the future. And I would highly recommend this book to a practitioner of traditional craft that works and utilizes the compass within their practice, as well as works with the cardinal directions or the airs or the winds. This book is so good that I actually had to email the author to say, I am so taken back by this work. I'm so impressed by this work. And I had to tell him that, because this book has really impressed me. And like I said, I know I keep saying it, but I have never read anything like this in my life. This is an incredible piece of work. And I think that if anybody wants to delve further into the compass round of the witch, I couldn't recommend this enough. I genuinely couldn't. So yeah, I hope the review has done this justice. But for me, I would love the fact that if there were other witches that watched this and bought this book, I think they would, you know, and they haven't read it and they read it, I think they would understand what I mean, because this book is incredible, guys. It really is. Yeah, I'm going to stop rambling, but it's blown my mind as a practitioner. It really has. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you, but that is my book review for The Witch Compass, Working with the Winds in Traditional Witchcraft by Ian Chambers. Over and out. Peace.